Right now, schools closing, officers on standby, and a decision expected soon in the Derek Chauvin case.
And a cold front bringing showers to parts of the 608, but we could also be tracking a couple of snowflakes in the first one forecast.
This is News 3 Now this morning.
Good Monday morning, everybody. Thanks for waking up with us. I'm Leah Lynchine.
And I'm Chris Stanford. After 3 weeks, closing arguments will begin today in the case against former Minneapolis police officer Derek Chauvin.
Chauvin, who is charged with murdering George Floyd, chose not to testify in his own defense. After closing arguments, jurors will be sequestered for as long as it takes to deliberate. Businesses have begun boarding up in anticipation of unrest.
I just hope that we can come up with a resolution that doesn't result in more strife and more anger and more despair.
Members of the Minnesota National Guard are stationed across the city this morning. Minneapolis Public Schools will be moving to remote learning later this week.
And we could learn the name of the shooter today that left 3 dead in Kenosha this weekend. The shooting happened early yesterday morning at the Summers House Tavern. Investigators say there was a disturbance inside the bar leading to someone being removed. And then that person, police say, was believed to have returned minutes later, killing 3 men and seriously injuring 3 others. The suspect will be charged with at least 1 count of first-degree intentional homicide. Other criminal charges could follow. Governor Evers says his heart breaks for Kenosha this morning. In a statement, he thanked the first responders who reacted and are investigating to finding those involved. He went on to say that he and the First Lady are thinking of the families and loved ones affected as they grieve and grapple with yet another tragic incident of gun violence.
We are learning more about the gunman in Indianapolis that killed 8 people at a FedEx building last week as more vigils are held for those victims. Investigators say Brandon Hull legally purchased the 2 rifles he used, though police seized a shotgun from his home just a few months earlier. Hull was never subject to Indiana's red flag law, allowing him to continue to buy firearms in that state. And back in Wisconsin, 2 people are recovering from minor injuries after a shooting at a Wisconsin Dells bar. Lake Delton police say it took place outside Bobber's Island Grill early Sunday morning. That's just down the street from the Wilderness Resort. Details are still limited right now. That investigation is ongoing.
6:02 now. We expect to learn the names of the 2 people who died in a possible murder-suicide over the weekend in Dodge County. Early Saturday morning, the bodies of a 52-year-old man and a 16-year-old boy were found inside of a home on Country Lane in Watertown. Now, the Dodge County Sheriff's Office says the 52-year-old man likely killed the teenager before killing himself. Their names won't be released until the family's notified. Dodge County Sheriff Dale Schmidt says there is no active threat to the community. And coming up in the next half hour, we'll hear from Sheriff Schmidt about the department's response to this delicate situation.
6:02 now. Today marks the first day every American 16 and up can get their COVID vaccine. But states are getting fewer supplies this week, all because of that current pause on the Johnson & Johnson shot.
Now, I don't want to get ahead of the CDC and the FDA and the advisory committee, but I would imagine that what we will see is that it would come back, and it would come back in some sort of either warning or restriction.
An advisory committee is scheduled to meet this Friday. They could potentially end the pause. A reminder, this is all over 6 reported cases of a rare and severe type of blood clot. All 6 cases were reported in women ages 18 to 48. High school students in Chicago are heading back to school for the first time in more than a year. The country's 3rd largest district went fully remote last March when the pandemic started. The Chicago Teachers Union overwhelmingly approved the reopening plan this weekend. It includes helping students and their families find vaccines. Younger kids have been going back to school in a phased approach since February.
Wisconsin's fire danger remains high this morning for much of the state. The Wisconsin DNR issued fire warnings over the weekend. They want everyone to be aware of rapidly changing fire conditions. Most of our viewing area right now is considered high risk, and 2 of the counties, Juneau and Adams, are very high risk. We had some rain, but not really enough, Chris, to quench this fire threat.
Yeah, even the rain coming down right now, it's not going to do much of the trick. The problem is we're overall going to be drier than normal as you go through several weeks. We need a good, heavy, soaking rain to truly do the trick, and unfortunately, that's not seen on the weather horizon at all. Even when I try to look out at the weather pattern as we go 2-3 weeks in advance, upwards of a month, you just don't see that potential around here right now. But we are tracking some showers early this morning. Some new showers have popped up just towards the south of Fitchburg, down towards Oregon. We'll watch those as we go throughout the morning. Other showers have mainly been throughout northern Dane County. Now they're mainly east of 151. So they're starting to move out of the viewing area as we begin to speak. But the cold front's moving through. You see the snowflakes trying to show up through parts of Iowa down towards the south. This is overall a system that we have been watching that's going to bring some accumulating snows to areas just to our south as this cold front continues to work its way on in. Watch this, Madison, we've been warmer than we were at this time yesterday pretty much all morning long. Now there has been no change. You see where things have been cooler than they were 24 hours ago. Temperatures are dropping. We are now at 40 degrees. At 4:30, our temperature was at 46, so we will continue to drop. Winds out of the west and northwest at 8, our wind chill down at 34, and we're getting a little bit more dreary there on the Edgewater Sky Camera. Janesville, you're still at 50. You have been holding strong, but this cold front is working its way on through. You're still in the 30s as you work your way back up towards the Dells. My expectation is that in Madison, we'll be at about 39 by the time we end this show at the end of the hour. We'll slowly start to warm things back up, though, back towards 41 by lunch. I suspect our highs will be right around 45, 46 degrees as we move into the afternoon. The cold front pushes through, but our moisture starts to return from the south as we move into tonight. This is going to lead to some snow chances, especially right along that state line. For us, though, it's the northwesterly flow. That can lead to the off and on snow squalls and snow showers as we move into tomorrow. Temperatures only top out into the lower 40s for your Tuesday. Mid-40s do return for Wednesday, though, and then the 50s by the weekend with some 60s showing up early next week. Yes, we do have chances for rain, though, Tuesday into Wednesday next week. We'll watch it. It just, unfortunately, doesn't look like a lot of rain right now. Traffic-wise, of course, we are watching that. No big issues are showing up for you this morning. Do keep in mind, though, Beltline construction. It's a thing. It caused issues this weekend, and it seems like every time I drive through here, someone's had a little incident. So just be careful as you go on through. Otherwise, Dane County's in great shape.
All right, looks good. Thanks, Chris. Demand for resources, food, and clothing are high here in Madison at local community centers. Area homeless organization representatives say that they're helping double the families than they were before the pandemic. Even as things begin to reopen and we start to see a path forward from the pandemic, the Goodman Community Center says they still need help.
We always love money, right? Because then we can easily look at our shelves and see what we need. And we also have, we have relationships with places where we can make our money go a lot farther.
If you'd like to volunteer, you can find application information at the Goodman Community Center website, or you can go to our story if you'd like to donate to channel3000.com.
6:07 now. Coming up, a local woman's call for action after her insurance company refused her care for long-term COVID effects. How we were able to help.
And good morning, everyone. I'm Josh Ryder live in the 608 this morning, and we are in Mount Horeb where business is booming, and we're giving you an inside look at some of the newest businesses to open up here in downtown when News 3 Now this morning continues.
Thank you, everyone, for nominating us for Madison Magazine's Best of Madison 2021. And thanks to our entire All Comfort team. Let's do it again. April 1st through April 30th, go to allcomfortservices.com and vote us Best of Madison 2021 for heating, cooling, plumbing, and electrical today.
McGann Furniture in downtown Baraboo should probably be called McGann Furniture and Flooring because we're the area's oldest and most experienced floor covering store. Our friendly staff will explain the many types of flooring available, answer questions, and make suggestions so you can choose what's best for your home and lifestyle. We always offer free in-home measurements and estimates and use the finest installers in the entire area. And remember, at McGann's, we don't inflate prices only to mark them down for a sale. Stop in today and discover the difference. You'll be glad you did. McGann Furniture, downtown Baraboo.
This month, all waterproof vinyl plank flooring is on sale at Surgenian's. We offer the largest Core-Tex selection in Madison. Take advantage of unprecedented sale pricing with 18-month financing. Local, sustainable, Surgenian's.
Everything is relative. Travel, for example. A trip to Stoughton might seem like a long way, but if you're shopping for diamonds, it's closer than you think.
Diamond Select.
Importers of shimmering diamonds from the mines of South Africa to the streets of Antwerp and Tel Aviv. They shop the diamond capitals of the world so you don't have to.
Diamond Select. Direct pricing saves you money.
Beyond GIA certified South African diamonds.
Diamond Select.
Downtown Stoughton.
Is your credit score getting in the way of the things you want to do? Personal loans through NetCredit offer fast and flexible lending. Borrow up to $10,000 and choose repayment terms that work for you. You may even be able to build your credit history as you repay. NetCredit, a more personal loan.
Chevy is America's fastest growing full-line brand, and people are taking it everywhere. Taking Trailblazer outdoors, confidently taking on new places with Equinox, and taking on more with Silverado. Whatever you do, there's a perfect Chevy to take you anywhere. Find your perfect Chevy and get up to 17% of MSRP cash back on select 2021 models. That's over $5,400 cash back on this Equinox. Find new roads at your local Chevy dealer.
Have you ever met Miss Lindy? She's a gal with the bright red hair. Now she stands out from all the rest. You know her anywhere. Where she's mine. Yeah, she's mine. My Miss Lindy. She's my Lindy. My only Lindy. Well, I love that little girl.
Power Centers of Madison. Visit powercentersofmadison.com.
All Comfort Services is the area's most trusted heating, cooling, plumbing, and electrical company. We're here to make all of your home more comfortable. Don't forget to vote us Madison Magazine's Best of 2021 Heating, Cooling, Plumbing, and Electrical Company at allcomfortservices.com today.
When you are dealing with long-term effects of COVID, the last thing you want is a health insurance company making the calls deciding that you don't get the treatment that you need to get better.
That's what happened to a local grandmother until Call for Action stepped in.
On January 4th, I started a posting on Facebook.
Tanya Williams.
COVID is hitting our family hard.
Has much of the last 3 months memorized.
Mom is in the hospital. We'll keep you updated. Day 20.
Full dates.
January 24th.
She can recite.
Day 38, COVID.
With devastating precision.
Today she was moved to ICU and not doing well.
A daughter documenting.
I can't even put into words what the virus is putting our family through.
How long it's been since her mother has been in the hospital.
Mom's one of the strongest people I know, and my heart is in pieces.
Tanya keeps track of her mom Karen's condition and updates family and friends on Facebook.
Day 61. It is now time to transfer Mom to a facility where they specialize in exactly what she needs to bring her back home.
Lately, those updates include her health insurance company.
Day 67, still fighting Aetna,
who continues to deny Karen's transfer from the hospital to a long-term care facility for rehab.
It's probably one of the hardest things I've ever been through. To see her lying in a hospital bed, not getting the care that she needs to come home to us. It's very disheartening. And knowing that an insurance company is what's holding us back.
Difficult for a daughter.
We've been married 58 years.
Heartbreaking for a husband.
I try to get up there when I can. But it's hard to look at her like, you know? It's very hard to look at her.
Karen's doctors have written referral after referral, met with refusal from insurance company Aetna. It denied her rehab transfer 3 times.
We will continue to advocate for my mom's care.
Daughter Tanya.
She deserves this.
Appealing.
She will be that miracle.
Each time.
Mama's a fighter. So much to live for.
It's extremely emotional.
What exactly are health insurance companies required to cover when it comes to COVID-19? We asked Wisconsin's Office of the Commissioner of Insurance.
Insurers are required to cover the vaccines and diagnostic testing.
Those are directives straight from the CDC. Treatment, though, is trickier. The OCI sent out a bulletin in December strongly encouraging insurance companies to remove barriers like out-of-pocket payments. But that's just a recommendation.
We put in place requirements when we can, and we strongly encourage when we don't have the ability to require something to be done.
Still, not too many folks are finding fault with their health insurance companies, or at least they're not reporting it. An OCI open records request only found 18 documented complaints over the last year, inspiring the OCI to issue this reminder.
We're a resource. We know this is tough for a lot of people. It's very emotional, and we're here to help.
Day 45, toughest days of our lives. Just having to give the news to my dad daily, to give the news to my family members when it's not a good day, is really tough.
On day 104, Tanya Williams is still keeping track.
And sometimes I might leave a little bit out to save them from going through this, like I've had to.
But the calendar will soon change. After we contacted Aetna on behalf of Tanya's mom, the company reversed course and approved Karen's transfer to rehab.
Day 69, my dad visited my mom today, and he told her to open her eyes and look at him. She did.
The family now waits for an open bed in her new facility.
We just need her home.
Until then, daughter and dad.
All I want to do is get her better and get her home.
Will keep.
We want to have a few years together yet.
Counting. Now, Aetna tells us it denied Karen's first few transfers because they weren't deemed, quote, medically necessary. A spokesperson says this latest approval is because of her progress at the hospital. By the way, if you're fighting with your insurance company, the OCI wants to hear from you. Find a link to file a complaint and the number to call up on channel3000.com.
Wow. It is just hard to hear that family talk about this situation, and they break it down so simply. He just wants his wife home. He wants her home. That's all he wants. And
heartbreaking.
She needs to get on that road to get there. And it's great to hear that there is a resource for people to turn to if they're seeing something similar in their lives.
You know, Chris, that could be anybody's family. That gentleman is the same age as my dad. This could be my mom. I could be in Tanya's place advocating for my mom's care because she is unable to do so in the hospital. So, you know, advocate for yourself. Contact the state's OCI office. They're going to help you. This is the way to go if you have any issues with your health insurance company. There are resources available.
Yeah, and you're right. It could happen to any of us. All right, Chris Reese here now with a look at your first warned weather. And Chris, we had started off just a little bit warmer than we were 24 hours ago, but this is all a little deceiving here.
Yeah, now a big goose egg. A cold front is right on top of us, and so towards the south and east, temperatures are warmer than 24 hours ago. Milwaukee, 12 degrees warmer, 13 degrees warmer for our friends in Kenosha. Janesville, you're 9 degrees warmer. But in Madison, there's no change. Viroqua, you're 8 degrees cooler. Into the afternoon, we're certainly going to notice that a lot of us are into the teens cooler than where we were yesterday. A cold front's right on top of us. We have some rain showers moving through eastern Wisconsin right now. I want to point out I-35 just a little bit. Yes, those are some snow showers that are flying that direction. Our temperature is at 40, 30s just back towards the north and west. Janesville has held strong at 50 all morning long, but your temperature is going to drop. You can't hold on forever as this cold front continues to move on through. Still a couple of rain showers showing up at the airport. We'll drop down into the upper 30s to right around 40. By lunchtime, we're right back at 41 degrees. But folks, as we go throughout the day, we're only going to be topping out into the mid 40s this afternoon.
All right, thanks, Chris. Not very warm today, nice and cool. Okay, there is more to the 608, so much more than just Madison.
Don't we know it? Big things are happening in downtown Mount Horeb as 4 new businesses have officially opened their doors.
This is huge news for Mount Horeb. So Josh Sprider is checking out each and every one of those new shops opening up, and he is here now with another one. Hey, Josh.
Hey guys, good morning. Yeah, they had their grand opening celebration over the weekend, and there's a lot of excitement right now in this village because of all of this business that is booming right now. This entire downtown is full of business, and those 4 businesses that you mentioned just opened up, and one of those that we're in right now is Jangle Natural Living. And Janelle Holmstrom, you are the woman behind all of this, and you know, your story is kind of interesting, and it all kind of stems from your goats that you have, correct?
Right. Years ago, we wanted raw milk for our family. and I thought a goat would be easier than a cow and a little less volume. So we got that goat and we started milking it and enjoyed our fresh milk.
And that's kind of where you got the idea of the soaps, and kind of how did you get into that?
Well, a friend gave us a gift, a kit to make soap one year, and I just kind of put it on a shelf. I was really excited about it, and it came with everything except for the milk and the sodium hydroxide. The milk was easy and plentiful. The sodium hydroxide was a little intimidating, and eventually I met a friend that invited me to learn with her, and we made soap, and I couldn't stop. I had so much fun. There's so many different elements of creativity. There's shape and texture and scent, and it just sky's the limit. And I just kept making soap. Eventually, our showers were full. I had a lifetime of soap probably, and friends were full, and people kept asking for more. So I thought, let's sell this and make a business out of it. And I've grown organically for about 10 years now. And it's been quite a fun ride.
So now you opened up on on this month, right? So you opened up earlier this month, and how are things going so far?
It's been amazing. Mount Horeb is just alive. I don't know if all small communities are post-COVID, you know, waking up from COVID slumber, but living here in Mount Horeb, we are just alive. The new stores around, the community supported us has been amazing. And our customers and new customers, I've never done retail, so to speak, before in my life. So it's been really exciting to see customers come in off the street who didn't know my product and share my passions. And that's been really exciting.
So, you know, to open up during a pandemic, a lot of people are like, wow. I mean, that takes a lot to open up a business during this time. Did you have any question about whether this was the time to open up a small business?
Well, absolutely. We couldn't decide if we were brave or crazy, or some days a little bit of both. You know, but the previous owners to this building retired when they felt like retiring, and that was an opportunity that we didn't know would come back. So it was an opportunity, and we took it.
All right. Well, hey, Janelle, thank you so much. It smells so good in here this morning, too. It's that fresh smell, right?
Yeah, it's awesome.
All right.
Thank you so much.
Yes, thank you again for waking up early with us, guys. And they kind of have a unique story. They actually own Isaac's Antiques right next door, and that's where we're going to be when we come up here in our next half hour as well. So there's a lot of history with Isaac's here in this community, and that's what you'll notice in Mount Horeb. There's a lot of history throughout this entire downtown area, and they are plumb full of business right now. There is not enough space for all of the people that want to be in downtown Horeb right now. So that's some good news, especially during this time, that people are really wanting to shop local and remember all of these local businesses that are right here in front of us.
It's a great downtown area. Josh Breider, thanks a lot. Let Josh know what inspires you in the 608. Reach out on social media or email him at in608@wisctv.com. Up next, a cookbook from a cat food company.
You're going to want to catch that. And ahead in our next half hour, Chris Reese and the Time for Kids team breaking down the benefits of healthy habits for both you and the environment. Stay with us.
With a nursing degree, helping others went from a job to a career.
Get the Barnes 4-Step Lawn Care Program by scheduling a free consultation with a Barnes licensed lawn care professional. From planting to pruning, seeding to sodding, mowing to mulching, and everything in between. Barnes since 1981. Get started today at barnesinc.net.
Cobeson Buses, now hiring.
Working with Cobeson, it's definitely been great because of the flexibility. If you do need time off, they work around you. They definitely try to make it a company that's based for you.
Visit Cobeson.com to apply.
Monona Plumbing and Fire Protection, a name you can trust when service is a must.
Monona Plumbing and Fire Protection is here 24 hours a day.
7 days a week for all your residential and commercial plumbing services.
From installation, repairs, and maintenance to complete sewer and drain cleaning, we've got you covered.
Visit MononaPFP.com.
Monona Plumbing and Fire Protection, a name you can trust when service is a must.
Aren't you tired of being tired? Shop Denver Mattress today. Get all the Z's you need. And during the biggest sale of the season, check out the Summit Firm. Easy on the wallet for only $229.99. Save big on the Doctor's Choice Firm, now just $569.99. Or get a free $300 gift when you purchase a new Tempur-Pedic. Plus 4 years no interest and free shipping right to your door. Say goodbye to tossing and turning and hello to a better night's sleep. Only at Denver Mattress.
If your credit card debt is out of control, if you're in over your head in monthly payments, there's a secret the credit card companies don't want you to know. If you have more than $10,000 in credit card debt, you have the right to let us settle that debt for a fraction of what you owe. That's bad news for the credit card companies, but it's great news for you. We're Credit Associates, and we're offering you free information on how to completely resolve your credit card debt with a monthly payment you can afford. To see how much you could save, call now. 1-800-905-1069. Don't declare bankruptcy. Don't consolidate. Give us 10 minutes and we could save you thousands. After all, we depend on your success and offer a guarantee so there's no risk to call. Credit Associates. Live better, debt-free. Find out how easy it is by calling now. For the secret the credit card companies don't want you to know, call Credit Associates now and see how much money you could save for free. Call 1-800-905-1069.
Cobuson Buses, now hiring.
After we backed that bus out of its stall and started driving, I just loved it. We really get a chance to get to know each other. Almost everyone has a different story about how they came to bus driving, so you really end up feeling like you're part of a family.
Visit Cobuson.com to apply.
Get the Barnes 4-Step Lawn Care Program by scheduling a free consultation with a Barnes licensed lawn care professional. From planting to pruning, seeding to sodding, mowing to mulching, and everything in between. Barnes since 1981. Get started today at barnesinc.net.
If you've ever wanted to try your cat's food, there's now a way.
I've always wondered. Fancy Feast has released a cookbook for humans inspired by its single-serve cat entrees. The company's in-house chef created 12 recipes, including chicken and ramen with tomato honey butter sauce and whitefish and asparagus with beurre blanc. Fancy Feast says the meals are meant to accompany your cat's food.
Stay in your lane, Fancy Feast.
So you're sitting down with your cat, you're lighting some candles, you're each eating some pate of exorbitant cost.
But a cat food company told me how to make.
Fancy Feast is probably kind of expensive.
Stick to cat food company, come on.
Ooh, Chris Stanford. Broaden your horizons a little
automatically start
bit.
thinking about cat food, which is gross.
It's not great.
I just love the picture that Leah posted, or painted there.
Yeah.
Sitting down with the candle with your cat.
It's romantic. It's romantic. This
Still
is
gross.
This is your child. This is your fur child, and you're treating yourselves to just this lovely experience.
I couldn't do it.
Yeah, that's a hard pass for me, too. Stick around, folks. More News 3 on This Morning coming up right after this.
News 3 Now First Warn Weather is brought to you by Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor.
Discover a shopping and design experience as comfortable as the furniture. Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor. Schedule your free design consultation today.
General Heating and Air Conditioning. Our large fleet of service vehicles are nearby, and our mobile fabrication shops allow us to save you time and money. When your home comfort system needs servicing or replacing, turn to the experts at Carrier and General Heating and Air Conditioning.
Advanced non-small cell lung cancer can change everything, but your first treatment could be a chemo-free combination of 2 immunotherapies that works differently. It could mean a chance to live longer. Opdivo plus Yervoy is for adults newly diagnosed with non-small cell lung cancer that is spread, test positive for PD-L1, and does not have an abnormal EGFR or ALK gene. It is the only FDA-approved combination of 2 immunotherapies. Opdivo plus Yervoy equals a chance for more starry nights, more sparkly days, more sunny mornings. Opdivo and Yervoy can cause your immune system to harm healthy parts of your body during and after treatment. These problems can be severe and lead to death. See your doctor right away if you have a cough, chest pain, shortness of breath, irregular heartbeat, diarrhea, constipation, severe stomach pain, nausea or vomiting, dizziness, fainting, eye problems, extreme tiredness, changes in appetite, thirst or urine, rash, itching, confusion, memory problems, muscle pain or weakness, joint pain, flushing or fever. These are not all the possible side effects. Problems can occur together and more often when Opdivo is used with Yervoy. Tell your doctor about all medical conditions, including immune or nervous system problems, if you've had or plan to have an organ or stem cell transplant or received chest radiation. Here's to a chance to live longer. Ask your doctor about chemo-free Opdivo plus Yervoy. Thank you to all those in our clinical trials.
JR's Mulch Sales, spread it around.
At JR's Mulch Sales, mulch is all we do, which is why we do it better. We deliver 10 varieties of mulch 7 days a week, right to your door. Call us today or visit jrsmulchsales.com.
Spread the word, it's the best mulch on the ground. Oh, JR's Mulch Sales, spread it around.
Announcing announcing another Best of Madison 2021 finalist, and the nominee is Anytime Fitness, Best Fitness Center. Let's make healthy happen. Vote for Anytime Fitness today at madisonmagazine.com.
When it comes to your financial health, just a few small steps can make a real difference.
Learn, save, and spend with guidance from Chase. Confidence feels good. Chase, make more of what's yours.
General Heating and Air Conditioning. Our large fleet of service vehicles are nearby, and our mobile fabrication shops allow us to save you time and money. When your home comfort system needs servicing or replacing, turn to the experts at Carrier and General Heating and Air Conditioning.
New details into the newsroom overnight about this weekend's mass shooting in Kenosha.
And developing right now, at least 5 people critically injured after a drive-by shooting in Louisiana.
Tracking a cold front right now, the 608, how far temperatures will drop. I have the answer. The first one forecast.
And businesses old and new thriving in downtown Mount Horeb. I'm Josh Ryder live in the 608. Coming up.
This is News 3 Now this morning.
Good Monday morning, everybody. Thanks for waking up with us. I'm Leah Lynchide.
And I'm Chris Stanford. We get right away to new information about the victims of this weekend's mass shooting in Kenosha.
3 people are dead. 3 more are injured. Officials now saying all 6 victims are men, though they haven't released anyone's name or age yet. The shooting happened early Sunday morning at the Summers House Tavern. Investigators say there was a disturbance inside the bar and bouncers had to remove one of the people involved. Officials say that person came back shortly later with a gun. Summers House is a popular spot for Carthage College students whose campus is just about half a mile away. Heidi Whitwer and her friends are survivors of the shooting.
This is ridiculous. You know, there shouldn't be shootings at a college bar. I mean, that's horrible. And I think it's really traumatizing for people who are really young.
Officials say a person of interest will be charged with 1 count of first-degree intentional homicide. Officials could file more charges as the investigation continues.
Developing right now, police searching for a drive-by shooter in Louisiana accused of shooting at least 5 people overnight. This all happened at a liquor store in Shreveport, not far from the Texas border. Our affiliate in the area reports 4 people were outside the store. 1 was inside when the driver started shooting. Police are now on the lookout for a white Ford car.
There is still very little information available about a murder-suicide investigation in Dodge County. The county sheriff's office has said a 52-year-old likely shot and killed a 16-year-old boy before turning the gun on himself. Sheriff Dale Schmidt says there's a reason they're keeping the rest of the information close to the chest.
They're very traumatic incidents, and so it's always my #1 priority to treat these with the utmost care and with the utmost respect for the family members, because we want to make sure that they are able to manage through this very difficult time without throwing any fuel to the fire and making situations worse. So we're very careful about what is released to the public and when it is released.
Now, this all happened this weekend at a home on Country Lane in Watertown. Officials found the bodies early Saturday morning, though it's not clear when exactly the shooting happened. The sheriff says there is no threat to the community.
6:32 now, Minneapolis and much of America bracing this morning for a verdict in the Derek Chauvin murder trial. Tensions even higher after police shot and killed Daunte Wright in nearby Brooklyn Center. Today in the Chauvin trial, prosecutors and the defense scheduled to deliver closing arguments. Chauvin accused of killing George Floyd last May, with video showing him kneeling on Floyd's neck for more than 9 minutes. Chauvin has pleaded not guilty to all charges. Minneapolis Public Schools, meantime, will move to remote learning Wednesday in anticipation of a verdict. Now, in response to recent high-profile shootings, UW-Madison students of color and allies are calling for unity. It's the 2nd march in 8 months, the first demanding action against Rustin Shesky, the officer who shot and paralyzed Jacob Blake. Now these students are calling for accountability for Kim Potter, the former officer accused of shooting and killing Daunte Wright in Brooklyn Center. The Student BIPOC Coalition says multiple members went to Minnesota to protest, where they were detained and eventually arrested.
There needs to be a united front because we're all battling the same thing, which is like the institutions and existence of white supremacy.
Yesterday's march started at Camp Randall and ended downtown with speakers and a barbecue. A lot of the group's message focuses on making progress with issues like police violence and racial injustices, but there's also a large focus on connecting people within the group.
6:33 now. Chris Reese is here with your certified most accurate forecast in Madison. Hey, Chris.
Yeah, good morning, folks. We're tracking a cold front right on top of us here in the 608. You're going to notice changes as we move into the afternoon. That's if you haven't noticed any changes already, because things are starting to get cooler out there. But here's our cold front. Meanwhile, snow is starting to break out over parts of Iowa, Nebraska, and South Dakota. That will lead to accumulating snows in parts of the Midwest, likely south of us here. We're going to be on the cooler side. Watch out as this cold front pushes towards the south. Our area of low pressure rides along it, but the further south this cold front, the further south the area of low pressure, and consequently the further south our shield of snow. But it's going to be very close. We're talking tomorrow at 9 o'clock. Snowflakes flying and likely accumulating throughout parts of northern Illinois, right around Chicago. Meanwhile, we're dry here in Madison, but focus on what happens up around Lake Superior. We're going to be just unsettled enough that I do suspect we'll see the isolated to scattered showers and flurries breaking out as we start to move into tomorrow afternoon. Not a big deal, but nonetheless, you'll be reminded of what can happen and often does happen almost every April around here. That being said, you don't truly need the sunglasses out there today. You can take them. We might get a couple of rays of sun, but for the most part, I'm going to say no on the sunglasses. Yes to the umbrella. You won't need it all day, but nonetheless, there may be times where you run into a shower or two. Yes to the coat, for sure. That cold front's moving through. Janesville's held at 50 all morning long, and I'm just waiting for things to update and you see the actual temperature drop. The reason for it, we're at 45 now in Waukesha. They were around 50 earlier. 41 in Monroe, 40 for us in Madison after we were at 46 earlier. 30 show up just back towards the north and west. So that cold front's coming through. It'll mean business as we go throughout the day. We've also seen some light rain at the airport. That's likely getting ready to be going by the wayside, and as you plan your day, we'll likely drop another degree or so before we warm things up into the low and mid 40s into the afternoon. Here are those showers starting to move on out of here, but already one thing that's showing up on radar is one tiny little area of snow flurries just back towards Sauk County. I'm not truly convinced that any snow is actually reaching the ground. Most of that's going to be upper parts of the atmosphere there, but then we do still see those showers over towards the lake shore. Those are moving out. It's the next system that's going to be moving in from the south and west as we move through tonight and into tomorrow. 32 degrees around tomorrow morning. Look what's starting to break out right along the state line. It's likely that this right here won't actually make it to the ground, but what happens towards the south, that actually will. And then here are those snow showers, flurries, and drizzle as we start to move into tomorrow afternoon. Again, not the biggest deal in the world, but nonetheless, it'll be there. 42 your high on Tuesday. 45 for Wednesday. 50s begin to show right back up as we move into the weekend. This weekend actually looks fantastic. 57 Saturday and Sunday. 58 on Sunday, but with sunshine for both days. 60s start to show up by the middle of next week, along with more chances to see some showers and thunderstorms. Traffic-wise, we're always watching that for you here in the First Warren Weather Center. We are not seeing any major issues or delays throughout the city this morning. We like to keep it that way. So, folks, my advice to you is to please be careful as you head out, as you go to work. If I sound like your parent, good. Be careful. Slow it down as you head on out. Dane County and Rock County, you are all in great shape this morning.
Mr. Reese, thank you very much. 6:37 now to our coronavirus headlines. Today is a big day for the country's fight against COVID. The CDC says as of this morning, every adult in the country should be eligible to get vaccinated. Here in Wisconsin, that's been a reality for the past 2 weeks. In our state, as of this weekend, more than 1 in 4 people are fully vaccinated. Half of all adults in the U.S. have received at least 1 dose. A local doctor says catching COVID while you're pregnant could be more dangerous than getting vaccinated when pregnant. Dr. Michael Beninati is a high-risk pregnancy specialist at UW Health. He says the data collected up to this point shows no sign that the vaccine increases the likelihood of having a miscarriage, a stillbirth, or other complications. He says catching COVID, though, while pregnant is associated with several severe reactions, including hospitalization, birth complications, even death. We break down all that new data for you. It's up on the Channel 3000 mobile app.
All month long, the Recipe for Health team has been focused on the health benefits of getting outside. And in anticipation of Earth Day, this week's Time for Kids shares how sustainable habits are not just good for the environment, but also your health. And Chris Reese is here now with more on this topic. Chris?
Absolutely. This Thursday is going to be Earth Day. It's a day that is designed to taking care of the planet and really showing appreciation for this place that we call home. SSM Health physician Rupa Shah says not only does this keep Earth healthy, but our families too.
Through recycling programs, you know, you're contributing less to like landfills, which, you know, contribute to greenhouse gases and climate change. So I think anytime we're recycling, composting, growing our own food, reducing single-use plastic, we are definitely benefiting, you know, not only our community, but our planet. And we're teaching our kids from a young age that these are really healthy habits that, you know, will sustain our environment and our planet for years to come.
Dr. Shaw also says smaller scale things like gardening or growing your own foods can lower the amount of pesticides you consume, which can boost health. Doing so often leads to decreased meat consumption, which can also lower your carbon footprint. Now, this Thursday, SSM Health is partnering with Dean Health Plan and Dane County Parks to celebrate Earth Day with a local tree giveaway. From 3 to 6 p.m., families can stop by Badger Prairie Park in Verona or William Looney Lake Farm Park on Madison's south side to pick up a jack pine sapling. You'll also be able to pick up Time for Kids bookmarks and the Time for Kids Understanding Emotions coloring books. Now, as always, our Recipe for Health team wants to know what you want to hear about. So share your family's health story with us or what you're interested in by going online at ssmhealth.com/timeforkids.
What a great lesson to instill in our young folk. I know our kids got outside over the weekend and started planting some seeds. We're starting a little garden, and just getting them hands-on and invested in that process, I think, can pay dividends later on in life.
Absolutely. I'll tell you what, a lot of folks did it because I went to Menards this weekend because I was repotting something and the entire garden center was just completely a madhouse. Yeah. So trying to get through, but a lot of folks taking advantage of the warm weather we had.
I know, it was a great weekend for it. Do you have a tease of the forecast coming up?
Yeah, I said warm weather we had for a reason because things are cooling down out there today. I may also be tracking a couple of snow showers by the time we get towards this time tomorrow. We've got that first warm forecast coming up.
Good morning, everyone. I'm Josh Brighter, live in the 608 this morning, and we are giving you an inside look at some of the new businesses to open up in Mount Horeb this morning, and with some of them, there's some history to it. We're going to explain when News 3 Now this morning continues.
Get more enjoyment from your outdoor space with patio enclosures. Right now, get 25% off your sunroom, plus no interest if paid in full in 2 years. Call today. Patio enclosures.
Gobin Cars is breaking into spring with huge savings. You can get a 2016 or 17 Dodge Grand Caravan starting at $10,995 or $175 per month.
That's right. You can buy a 2016 or 17 Dodge Grand Caravan at only $10,995 or $175 per month.
Don't miss out on these huge spring deals with over 500 vehicles in stock.
So just hurry in today and ask for my sister, Crystal the Pistol Gobin.
Or my brother, Dealing Donovan Gobin.
You gotta go to Gobin, GobinCars.com.
This is the most important, amazingest game ever played in the universe. The pitcher is fierce. Danny Roberts is up at bat. And the crowd goes wild. He just won the game. Let's go! Yes!
We protect the car you drive.
Go get him, Danny.
And the dreams that drive you. American Family Insurance. Insure carefully. Dream fearlessly.
It takes attention to detail. With your local Bryant dealer, you're getting more than just a technician. You're getting someone who pays attention to your needs and the little things that make a big difference. It takes a dealer you can rely on. And to keep your family cool this summer,
let me show you how this works.
It takes Bryant.
Bryant, whatever it takes.
In the Fitchburg area, contact Tarkenton Brothers Heating, Ventilating, and Air Conditioning for quality comfort solutions.
Announcing Madison Magazine's Best of Madison 2021. Vote for your favorites online for the Best of Madison in over 140 categories. And the nominees include the Del Bar, Best Supper Club, Best Destination Restaurant, and Best Steakhouse. With locally sourced ingredients, fresh seafood, and prime grade steaks, one visit and you'll fall in love. Wisconsin's true supper club since 1943, Wisconsin Dells. Go to MadisonMagazine.com to vote for your favorites to be the very best of Madison.
Get more enjoyment from your outdoor space with patio enclosures. Right now, get 25% off your sunroom. Plus, no interest if paid in full in 2 years. Call today. Patio enclosures.
Tonight on CBS, it's an all-new night of comedy and drama, beginning with The Neighborhood at 7 and Bob Hart's Abishola at 7:30. Then at 8, Mark and Sam think their Romeo and Juliet-style murder case is a slam dunk until their lead witness is caught lying under oath. On All Rise, at 9, it's Bull, followed by News 3 Now at 10. The latest news and weather you need to have before you go to sleep tonight.
Welcome back. Josh Sprider is in the 608 this morning where big things are happening in Mount Horeb. 4 new businesses are officially open for business there.
4 new businesses. How great is that? And Josh Sprider is checking each and every one of them out this morning, and he's live with a new one. Hey, Josh.
Hey guys, good morning. Yeah, 4 new businesses and even more are going to be opening up here in the next month or so. Right now we are at Isaac's Antiques along Main Street here, downtown Mount Horeb. And you know, there's a lot of history here, especially with Isaac's Antiques. Scott Holmstrom is with us this morning. And you know, you took over this back in the fall. You just celebrated your grand opening. But there's a lot of history with this building, and Isaac's is a familiar brand here in town.
It is. And you know, it's been a mainstay here for about 25 years. From prior to our ownership, we wanted to carry on the name. People love this store. They travel. I mean, this is like one of those antique circuit stops, which I wasn't even aware of when we took over the store. Like people that come here every week, seeing what's new. I mean, like every week it's a new adventure as new stuff comes in.
You know, what made you guys want to go ahead with the antique stores? Because you guys were not into the antique-y thing at all, right?
That's correct. When we took over the building, you know, it was really, you know, what do you do with the space? It was a thriving little business. Has a lot of potential. We thought we could come in, enhance it a little bit, reinvigorate it a little bit, and continue on with it.
What's unique with like the antiques is there are a lot of the same vendors that would come in here and you put their stuff in here, correct? So a lot of the same people, you're still getting a lot of that local support as well.
Absolutely, and Isaac's is more than just antiques. I mean, this is, you know, there's everyday useful items here. We have upcycled, recycled items, we have local items, we have uniquely new items. I mean, people come in here to furnish their homes and decorate their homes. You know, you might need a hammer. Well, you can buy a hammer here. You know, there's useful items too. It's not all just about collecting.
So you have an interesting story too, because right next door where we were last half hour, you have Jangle Natural Living. So these were kind of in one at one point, and now you guys are here with both businesses. And you know, to be here in downtown Mount Horeb, you know, why did you choose to be in downtown, especially during this time?
Well, we live here and we love this community, and there's just there's a great local support in this town, and we get a lot of people that pass through. It's just a vibrant little community, and we love being here. It's fun.
All right. Well, Scott, thank you so much for welcoming us in, waking up early, guys. Yeah, as you mentioned, you know, we've been in 4 new businesses here just within the last couple of hours, learning a little bit more about the history and why they chose to be in Mount Horeb. And I just found out, too, coming up next month, there are going to be 3 health-based businesses that are going to be opening up here in downtown. So there's a lot of excitement here in downtown, which is really, really cool to see. You know, we saw the grand opening ceremonies over the weekend. The streetery service is back here, so a lot of these businesses are going back out into the streets, you know, for their services. So check out downtown Mount Horeb. There's a lot happening, and I think that we're going to be hearing a lot more of this here in the coming months as well.
Love the sound of that. Josh Sprider, if Isaac's has any windows, bring them back for me. Thank you very much.
All right, Chris Reese, take it away.
All right. Well, if you're looking out the window this morning, it is certainly gray and cloudy. Here's a look for you right there with the Edgewater Sky Camera. But I'm telling you, things are getting ready to change up for us. Things are warmer towards the south and east, a little bit cooler back towards the north and west. We have a cold front that is right on top of us, and the colder air is moving in. You see some of the snow starting to show up over parts of Iowa this morning. We're at 40 in Madison, 50 in Janesville, 35 though for the Dells, and our temperatures will continue to drop as we go throughout your morning. I expect those temperatures dropping into the upper 30s, then pretty much staying steady into the afternoon. Even by lunchtime, we're right around 41 degrees.
All right. Thanks, Chris. Stick around. The morning sprint is coming up after the break.
But first, it's April 19th. We want to say happy birthday to Bria and all the kids turning 3 today. Thanks for celebrating with us on News 3 Now this morning. Have a great birthday.
Look Who's 3 is sponsored by Three Bears Resort, Indoor Water Park and Conference Center in Warrens, Wisconsin.
Thank you, everyone, for nominating us for Madison Magazine's Best of Madison 2021. And thanks to our entire All Comfort team. Let's do it again. April 1st through April 30th, go to allcomfortservices.com and vote us Best of Madison 2021 for heating, cooling, plumbing, and electrical today.
Wisconsin is a home of workers. We know what needs to get done, and we do it. Yet, we've been hit hard, some harder than others. Our contact may be limited, but we still can lift each other up. Your local Wisconsin energy and emergency rental assistance providers are working together to keep you safely in your home. You may not ask for it, but we want you to know we're here to help.
Power Centers of Madison. Visit powercentersofmadison.com.
We've got the power!
More than ever, America needs healthcare workers. So if you're ready to answer the call, Herzing University empowers you to earn the skills you need for all kinds of healthcare careers, including programs that can be completed in 10 months. Accredited and transfer-friendly, Herzing provides the personal care and support you need to succeed. We'll even waive your enrollment fee. Your nation needs healthcare workers. Join the movement at Herzing University. Call or click today.
In America, the future belongs to everyone. So we built the truck of the future for everyone. Ford F-150, with best-in-class available towing and payload, and an available interior work surface. It's built to work hard and smart, because the truck of the future isn't built for a few. It's built for America. Ford F-150. Drive one today. Now, get $5,000 total cash on a built Ford Tough F-150. Only at your Wisconsin and UP Ford dealers.
Here's me, Bob, sleeping like a baby because my scarlet bedroom is only $19.99 complete. And here's me having a nightmare in my competition's similar-looking bedroom because it's a whopping $25.37. My Scarlet Complete Queen bedroom with your choice of dresser and mirror or vanity and bench, still only $19.99. Go with their vanity, and the price jumps to $26.34. My Scarlet Bedroom with Bob's discount, only $19.99.
Get Bob's discount!
All Comfort Services is the area's most trusted heating, cooling, plumbing, and electrical company. We're here to make all of your home more comfortable. Don't forget to vote us Madison Magazine's Best of 2021 Heating, Cooling, Plumbing, and Electrical Company at allcomfortservices.com today.
First Warn Weather, certified most accurate forecast.
Welcome back. 6:51, time for the morning sprint.
And we have new information on this weekend's mass shooting in Kenosha. 3 people dead, 3 others injured, and officials now say all 6 victims are men. They have not released anyone's name or age yet. We do know the shooting happened early Sunday morning at the Summers House Tavern. Investigators say bouncers removed someone after a disturbance inside, and that person came back shortly after, shooting and killing people both inside and outside. A person of interest will be criminally charged with 1 count of first-degree intentional homicide.
Another mass shooting suspect is still on the loose this morning. Police believe Stephen Broderick shot and killed 3 people inside an apartment in Austin, Texas this weekend. They're concerned he might have taken a hostage. Broderick is a former sheriff's detective who has been charged with sexually assaulting a child. Police say a child was involved in this case, but is safe. Both the victims knew Broderick.
Developing right now, police searching for a drive-by shooter in Louisiana who shot at least 5 people overnight. It happened at a liquor store in Shreveport, not far from the Texas border. Our affiliate in the area reports 4 people were outside the store. 1 person was inside when the driver started shooting. Police are now on the lookout for a white Ford car.
And when you see people getting killed, I mean, in this last month, it's just been horrifying what's happened. How can you say that's not a public health issue?
That right there was Dr. Anthony Fauci answering a question on CNN about whether he thinks gun violence and recent mass shootings are a public health emergency. CNN and the Gun Violence Archive define a mass shooting as an incident with more than 4 people shot, excluding the shooter. By that definition, more than 50 mass shootings have happened in the U.S. over the last month.
The prosecution and defense are scheduled to deliver closing arguments today in the Derek Chauvin trial. Then it will be up to the jury to decide if Chauvin is guilty of murder for the death of George Floyd. During 3 weeks of testimony, the jury heard from 45 witnesses.
Breaking news within the last 2 hours. We've learned Kremlin critic Alexei Navalny will be hospitalized. He's been on a hunger strike for the past 3 weeks while in prison. Just 2 days ago, Navalny's physician said his health was deteriorating and quickly. Russia said in a statement his condition is considered satisfactory. Russian officials say he will start taking vitamin supplements.
A federal safety agency says people with small children and pets should stop using Peloton's treadmill. More than 3 dozen small children and 1 pet have been injured on the equipment. Last month, the company announced a child had died on its Tread Plus. In an email to users, its CEO says a safety update is on the way to prevent the machine from turning on without an access code.
Vice President Harris is set to deliver a big speech in North Carolina today on the American Jobs Plan. The administrator of the EPA is set to join the VP. They're going to tour a bus manufacturing plant to talk about the administration's plan to invest $20 billion in electric school buses.
Today, the CDC says every adult in the country will be eligible to get a vaccine. In Wisconsin, that's been the case for a couple weeks now. As of this weekend, half of all adults in the U.S. have gotten at least 1 dose of the vaccine, and in Wisconsin, more than 1 in 4 people are fully vaccinated against COVID.
And spin down.
Look at this, a little helicopter on a big mission, and within the last hour, NASA's Ingenuity took its first flight on Mars. It's the first aircraft to take a powered, controlled flight on another planet. It could fly up to 4 more times over the coming weeks.
Maren Morris, Luke Bryan, and Thomas Rhett are some of last night's winners at the Academy of Country Music Awards. Keith Urban and Mickey Guyton hosted the event last night, which was broadcast from iconic Nashville locations. Morris led with 5 nominations. She took home the award for Female Artist of the Year. Bryan won Entertainer of the Year, but he couldn't attend the show after recently testing positive for COVID-19. Thomas Rhett was the Male Artist of the Year.
All right, we're at 40 degrees this morning. Winds out of the west and northwest at 8. Your wind chill down at 34. Janesville finally dropped. You are at 45 degrees now. 40 in Monroe, 39 in Lone Rock. The Dells are coming in at 35 degrees. This is a cold front. It has moved on through, and now things are going to be much chillier for a lot of folks. You see some of those snowflakes trying to show up throughout parts of Iowa. As you plan your day, look for temperatures in the 30s for a good portion of the morning, slowly warming back up into the low 40s. That extended forecast keeps low 40s around into tomorrow, starting to warm up, though, by the weekend.
All right, thanks, Chris. Thanks for watching, folks. Have a great day. Join us tomorrow.